Hi everybody, welcome to the next video on National 5 Algebra, and in this video we're going to be looking at brackets and expressions. So in previous videos we looked at multiplying out a single bracket, we looked at multiplying out a double bracket, and we also looked up on how we tidy up expressions. But in this video we're going to be looking at a mixture of all of what we've seen so far. So the example I've got here is x plus 2 subtract x squared minus 12. Now, the first thing you should be doing is you should be focusing on the brackets, because our rules are always we look at BODMAS or BIDMAS or BIMDAS, whatever you like to see it, and we always start with brackets. So we have to multiply out these brackets first. So x plus 2 all squared is just the same as x plus 2 times by x plus 2, and we've still got the negative x squared and the negative 12 there. So we multiply out our brackets. So remember, we take the firsts, x times x gives us x squared, then we take our outsides, x times 2 gives us plus 2x, then our insides, 2 times x is another 2x, and finally our outside is 2 times 2, which is 4. So that's us multiplied out the brackets. We still have this negative x squared, negative 12 here. Now our next step would be to tidy up and bring everything together what we can. So we have an x squared, and then we've got a subtract x squared, then we've got plus 2x, another plus 2x there and there, and then we have add 4 and take away 12. So remember, just to make sure, 1 2 3 4 5 6 terms up here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 terms down here, so we've included them all. Next, just a simple case of adding and subtracting. So x squared take away an x squared will leave us with no x squareds. We then have 2x add 2x, which would leave us with 4x, and then plus 4 subtract 12 is negative 8. So that's just a simple straight out one like that, where we have a squared here and just a regular term up here. But what if it was a bit more bigger? So let's say we have 2a plus 3, 3a, take away 1, subtract a plus 1 squared. Now, this is a bit of a bigger one, so we're going to have to take our time and be a wee bit careful here. So I'm just going to expand this out and tell us what exactly it all means. So this 2a plus 3 and the 3a take away 1, it's just going to stay the same. I'm not going to multiply them out yet. I'm going to break out and expand this into the two brackets that it really means. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply out this double set of brackets here. So first, 2a times 3a, 2 times 3 gives us 6, and a times a is a squared. 2a times negative 1 gives us negative 2a. 3 times 3a gives us plus 9a, and 3 times by negative 1 will give us negative 3. Now, that's that bit done. I've still got this wee negative here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another bracket here, because this negative is saying that this negative is taking a negative of all of this. So once I've multiplied this out, I'm going to negate everything and turn it to its opposite, because this is a negative. So a times by a gives us a squared. A times by 1 gives us 1a, or a. And then we have 1 times a, which gives us another a, and 1 times by 1, which gives us plus 1. Now, here's what I mean by negating it. Because we have this bracket up here, what it actually means is we have negative 1 lots up here, and we still got -1 going all the way down. So our next line, 6a squared, subtract 2a plus 9a, take away 3. Because we're going to be multiplying out this bracket by -1, we're going to get -1 times a squared, negative a squared. -1 times by a gives us negative a. -1 times by a, negative a. And -1 times +1 gives us -1. So we've just multiplied this out into its double brackets and then multiplied it by -1 because we're taking -1 amounts. And then we tidy up like we did up here. So 6a squared, always start with the biggest one. Subtract a squared from there. We then have -2a plus 9a from here. We have a -a from there and -a from there. -3 from there and a -1. So we'll do a usual check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 terms. We've got them all. So 6a squared subtract an a squared will leave us with 5a squared. -2a add 9a will give us 7a. Take away an a gives us 6a. Take away another a will give us another 5a. Then we have -3 subtract 1 to give us -4. So we just did our wee tidying up there. So things to remember for this video is you always have to deal with brackets first. Multiply out any brackets, expand them into the two doubles, and then multiplying them out using the FOIL rule. So firsts, outers, inners, and lasts. Bring everything together and make sure you have. So we've got all the we've got the squares, we've got the regular variables, and we've got the constants, and then just bring them together and answer. Be careful when it comes to negative numbers in front of the brackets because you're multiplying by a negative.